Hello and welcome to another episode of Signals from the Inside, where we decode your body's symptoms that no one can explain so you can finally understand what your body is trying to tell you. I'm your host, Maisie Lovett, and today we're going to be talking about why you still don't have answers and how to actually understand your body. I feel like a lot of times women have come to me, they've tried many different things, and they still don't have clear answers. They go to doctors and they're told, oh, just change your diet or try a different routine. They go to a nutritionist and they're trying to cut more calories, cut more things, and restrict. Or maybe they even go get labs done and yet everything looks normal. So you feel like you're still guessing. Most approaches focus on symptoms, but what they're not focusing on is, what do those symptoms actually mean? That's the missing piece. You haven't been shown how to read your body. And it's not super complicated. But this is exactly why with my clients, we start with a stress map. How do we know what's going on with your body outside of just symptoms if we don't learn how to read it, if we don't learn how to listen to it, if we don't learn how to interpret it? And it doesn't mean that you have to go to school to understand these things, because I will tell you, when I went to kinesiology, they didn't teach me all these things. This was stuff I learned later down the road with my clients. It was continued studies. It was just a whole bunch of different things that I invested in when it came to the emotional body that most of my kinesiology time, nobody even knew about. It was completely dismissed. You think about it like this: you go to a doctor, you have a doctor for cardiology, you have a doctor for endocrinology, you have a doctor for every separate organ system function. It's all connected. And your body can show you where it's holding stress. Not even just through thermograms. People will say, oh, your body can hold heat in certain places. Well, yeah, you can see where inflammation is, but it still doesn't show you where you're holding stress. It doesn't show you how that stress and the trauma that your body has been through is showing up physically. It doesn't connect the dots or show you the patterns that are connected to the stress and the trauma that your body's holding on to. And it doesn't tell you what your body needs next after those things. So if nobody's diving into these pieces, we're just throwing them out. We're giving another pill for another ill. Now you've got so many supplements you can't even figure out how to swallow. And you feel like you're around a clock trying to take them. Instead of guessing, instead of trying random things, or instead of throwing spaghetti noodles at the wall, hoping something sticks, we have to understand clarity, direction, and understanding with our bodies. That's the only way that you're going to get it to work. And it's why my clients, whenever we do a stress map and I send it back to them and I tell them more of, hey, these are the traumas and the triggers that your body's holding on to. And it's not because they're sitting here giving me all things about their past traumas. We're not talking about their traumas whenever we're connecting back and forth. Maybe that comes up here and there. Maybe not. We're just talking about your symptoms. But when they turn around and they get their stress maps and it all makes sense, that's the first words out of their mouth. Oh my gosh, it makes sense. Because for the first time, they understand their body. It's not that you need more information. It's not that you need to go read all these thousands of books. It's not that you need to go look at all these charts to tell you, oh, if your hips are hurting, then you're just afraid of moving forward. Well, that may not be it for you. Maybe you're holding grief there. Maybe you're holding anger there. What is your body? Your body tells your own story. You don't need more information on those things. You need more clarity. So when we're looking at stress maps, we're looking at your symptoms mean something. What do they mean? What does this look like? How does this show up? How does this affect my gut, my hormones, my metabolism? How does this affect the way that I operate? How does this affect the way that I show up every day? How tired I am? How does this affect my life and my day-to-day? That's what we're looking at. Those patterns don't just affect, and those symptoms don't just show up randomly. But dear God, when they're persistent, you're doing anything and everything to try to fix it. So if you're ready to stop circling the problem and actually solve it, I invite you to DM me MAP. Let's take a look at your symptoms. Let's take a look at what's really going on underneath the symptoms, and let's map out your next step. It's simple. We're conversing back and forth, talking about your symptoms, helping connect the dots for you, and show you what you need to do to fully heal. So, and of course, always, if you love the content that I'm putting out, give me a like, give me a share, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.